The Carolina Panthers lose to the Steelers 19-10 in the last preseason game. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, all the above. Today was the last preseason game. This is being recorded on Thursday night, so it'll be released first thing on Friday morning. But yeah, they lose 19-10. Honestly, a much better preseason performance than the last two performances in my book. There was a lot more energy, power, just like the vibes were there in ways that they weren't before. I know that we were playing our second and third stringers, but this performance to me was just so much better than previous performances for lots of ways. So it looks like Plummer played the first half. It was bad. I'm sorry. Like, I wish him the best, but he does not need to be playing quarterback in the National Football League. He's not good. He's just not good. I don't know why he's there. Maybe Canales is trying to be loyal to him because he was in the practice, squad last season. He's just not good. Bryce Perkins, I tweeted about this. I said, I actually like watching Bryce play because even when he scrambles, he looks more athletic than Plummer does. So Plummer did have kind of like a rainbow-looking pass to the end zone, but he wasn't great. I would not be disappointed at all if tomorrow morning the first press release we get from the Carolina Panthers is, yeah, we released Plummer. Like, I don't think anybody that's been watching the games to this preseason is going to be sad or disappointed about that. So, a different kind of energy and a different kind of fire today. I thought Lathan Ransom had his best preseason game. I think Lathan Ransom is going to have a lot of ups and downs this season, but he played phenomenal. Like, he absolutely played lights out. And obviously he had a pick. He had a really good tackle. He missed a couple of tackles. But it would not be surprising to me I don't think it's going to happen this season. Maybe it will if there's injuries. But it wouldn't surprise me if at the start of next year, Lathan Ransom is the starter at safety next to Morig. Because you can tell that he already has the things that you need to be a starter in this league. He's already got those things. So I really like his game. I like how he plays hard. I like how he gets disappointed if he doesn't make the tackle that he's supposed to be making. To me, this safety out of Ohio State is phenomenal. I think we got him, if I remember correctly, let me pull it up real quick, but I think we got him in the 5th round. In the 4th round, I thought Etienne, Panthers, so both of our 4th round picks, that's right, we had that extra 4th, so we had 2 4th round picks. Both of them have played phenomenal. Both of them, I would say, a lot of people had issues with. There were a lot of issues. So there were a lot of questions about whether we should really be taking a 4th round, if we should be taking Ransom or Etienne. Etienne had a phenomenal game. Like, he had a phenomenal game. And Dan Morgan, in the booth today, they were asking him, they were saying, hey, what do you think about having 2 running backs? And he's like, in this league, you need 2 running backs. And then he corrected himself and he said, actually, in this league, you need 3 running backs. And, Trevor has phenomenal vision. You can tell. Like, when he is handed the ball, he will look at what he has, he'll go somewhere, and then he'll kind of cut to the right or cut to the left. Like, he is not stuck on a one-way vision. And to me, for all of the talk of the Panthers not playing great in this preseason, Trevor Etienne, there's a real argument to be made that he has been our best player. Like, our best player by far. So I think he's been really, really good. I really like what I've seen from him. I like how good he's played. And if you all remember, after the draft process, there were every PFF graded our draft prospect like an A+. They absolutely loved what we did in the draft. But Trevor and Ransom were two of the ones that were like, you could have gotten better value. You might have been able to get them in the 5th round. That was the only critique they had. Once again, if you're not a PFF guy, that's fine. I'm just using PFF as an example. But for all the talk of there were better, remember the talk around Trevor was there were better running backs that you could have gotten, and you could have waited on Trevor later. Well, they've been phenomenal. I mean, there's a real argument to be made that they have been in preseason outside of Tedero McMillan and Princely. The other thing is Princely got hurt. He had a shoulder thing. The x-rays were negative, but he's going to get an MRI in the morning. But yeah, to me, this draft class by Dane Morgan is going to be way more hits than misses. Now, does that mean that they're going to make the playoffs? Probably not. They're probably not going to make the playoffs. But just a phenomenal game. I think Trevor's going to be a really nice change of pace back. And when we get Jonathan Brooks back next year, heaven forbid he gets hurt again. He's going to be out all year, remember? But those are 4 very good running backs. Now, Rico's on a 1-year deal, so we don't know if Rico's going to be back. But that is 4 potentially running backs that are going to be really, 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 really good next season if we bring Rico back. So, I don't know. I'm excited about our wide receiver room. The other thing that we have to talk about is you can tell that there was a difference in philosophy with the play calling. I mean, the play calling was atrocious the first 2 games with Itzik. And we don't have to get into it again about why did Canales give them. Canales is saying that it was for developmental reasons. Okay, whatever, I get it. But to me, you won 5 games last year. You got off to a terrible start last year. I really, really want next year, during preseason, when we're doing this all over again, I want Canales to call the plays for the once. You need continuity. You won 5 games last year. You are not Sean McVay winning 10, 11, 12 games, being 1 play from getting to the Super Bowl, which is what Sean McVay did last year. You're not that good. You're just not. So let's stop trying to pretend that you're that good. And look, I like Canales. I think Canales has been a huge upgrade over Frank Reich. I think Canales has been a huge upgrade over Matt Rule. I like him. I think with him and Morgan at the helm, we are going to have consecutive winning seasons for the first time in franchise history. Not this year, but probably next year and then going forward. And that's the way they're trying to build it. I respect that. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to critique something when I think it's off. And to me, I really do believe that Canales should have been calling those plays. Call the plays. And if the concern is, well, I want to develop some of these assistant coaches, there's other ways to develop the assistant coaches without them calling plays for the ones. I don't know. Just an idea. Canales can call plays for the ones, and then once the 2s and the 3s get in there, then have somebody else call the plays if that's what you want to do. So, anyways, we've dealt with that ad nauseum. But you could tell. I mean, the play calling was better. The spacing was better. It was like a real head coach was calling the plays, which is why he was brought here. He was brought here to develop Bryce. So that needs to be developed in preseason and joint practices and training camp and all this stuff. So I don't know. There was some good. There was some bad. I was more encouraged than discouraged by this performance. I thought that there was a lot to be happy about. Even the special teams guys, you could tell. I mean, there were hits that were being made. It was just phenomenal playmaking by the defense. With that being said, we lost. And We lost a preseason game, which doesn't matter as much, but I'm going to be I am ready to see what week 1 looks like. And there's two parts of me. One part is the skeptical part. One part says we're going to get like demolished, and Travis Hunter and Liam Cohen and all these guys are going to put up 40, 50 plus points on our defense. The other part of me says this is the most talented team we've had probably since 2020. And we're a different team, and we're well coached, and we're going to play really well and be competitive. And I go back and forth on which one is which. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I have concerns that we're not going to be as crisp because our ones did not get enough preseason reps. But also, you also don't want guys getting injured. The first round pick from the Steelers, Harmon, I think the D tackle from Oregon, he got hurt. I think he sprained his knee. So I get it. I get that you want to be precautionary. But we've got 2 weeks now. And Canales says that tomorrow there's going to be a decision on the kickers. So a lot to look forward to. The cuts are going to happen. You have to get your roster down to 53 now. And I'm going to be really interested to see what happens. But I'm excited. Preseason is done. We are 2 weeks away from the start of the National Football League, and I am excited. I am excited about what's going to happen and how we're going to play. So anyways, those are my thoughts for today on the preseason game. I'll have more thoughts tomorrow, and we're just going to keep this going. I'm releasing almost daily videos. Even if I don't do daily, I'll miss like 1 or 2 days. So 5-6 days out of the week, y'all will have content. Please leave questions in the comment section. I'd love to do a mailbag. And yeah, follow me on Twitter, follow me on TikTok. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from y'all. Thank y'all for all your support. See you on the next one.